Hello. It is the morning of November 14th, 2021. Hope you're well. Excuse me. We have done recordings on the subject of attachments. Excuse me. And if you're interested in those, you can go back. But we're going to do another one of those today. Now this one's going to be a little bit different. Not even sure how this is going to. I'm not sure how to do this one, but it's something that has been in my thoughts very recently. And the reason why this is going to be most challenging is because the thoughts that have been coming to me seem very backwards, very incorrect, very not okay, according to the way most of us think and the way most of us maybe feel. So we're just going to go ahead now and open up the subject finally after 2 minutes. And the particular attachment that we're going to be talking about today is the attachment to others. The need that we believe that we have for acceptance, for tolerance, for validation, for community, a sense of belonging. It's very common to hear humans described as social creatures. And we're going to just say right now, before we really get started, we're not 100% totally dissing on all of that from the gate. What we're going to say here is that let's try to keep in mind that all of us have been conditioned from the moment that maybe the moment we were conceived, for sure from the moment that we were born, and sometimes programmed. And we know that this is true because things that are tolerable on one side of the globe, like, yeah, this is how we do things, this is how we get down. In another area, another part of the world, people are like, yeah, that's not cool. You mean people are okay with this? You see? And yeah, so things like where we're born, the people around us, what they're saying, yeah, it's good. You got the green light on that. We're all doing it. That means it's fine. You see, so that's conditioning too. And we really, really, really want to believe. We really want to believe that we're so individual. And we do have individuality, but we can't overemphasize how strongly we've been conditioned and what a powerful effect it has on the things that we think, say, and do all day, every day, even things we dream about, everything. everything in our existence has been and is affected by our experiences and our conditioning. Okay. And so this is one of those subjects where, for myself, when these ideas started to come through, I was like, whoa, that doesn't seem right at all. That, the stuff that we started out with. And then I had to really kind of pull back and say, okay, what part of me is saying, whoa, that can't be right? Are they the parts of myself that have been conditioned to believe a certain way, a certain thing is just, that's a no-brainer. This is how life is. This is what's right. This is what's wrong. This is what's good. This is what's bad. This is what, because we've said in other recordings as well, if we're serious in our investigation, we really want to gain some understanding or insight into something, it would be probably a good idea for us to at least acknowledge that some of the ideas that we have been touched by influences around us in this place, that we're not saying those influences are good or bad. We're just saying they came from elsewhere, from people who themselves were conditioned as well. If we're not willing to start there and say, okay, all right, at the very least, I can admit that, some of the ideas that I hold have been affected, or even set in place by my environment and by my experiences, the people around me, and what their opinions are on things. And it's really, really going to be difficult. I don't even know how I'm going to do this one. I got to tell you right now, because I'm still processing the idea that, for me, very oftentimes, is the sense of belonging, or a sense of acceptance, acknowledgement, validation, community, all of that, it starts very, very nicely, very warm. There's this sense of a hug, of there's a certain feeling, like we said, that sense of belonging, that maybe all of us, we'll say most of us, crave that sense of belonging. And we're not even saying belonging in this kind of, mushy, huggy, kissy way. Belonging, whether that's belonging to this group of people who have ideas about this or that or the other thing. It doesn't have to have anything to do with spirit or helpfulness or goodness. Just belonging somewhere, to something. I forgot where that sentence started out. That happens. We just kind of do that sometimes. But hold on one second. I'm pretty sure I turned that off. Sorry, guys. So please bear with me here. Like I said, I'm just processing this. Oh, I know what I said. So yeah, it starts, it feels good. It's like, this camaraderie that we feel between ourselves and another person, or or a group of people, like-minded people. So let's stop here for a second. What we're going to do now is play this in slow motion. And this is just according to my own experience, okay? So, we're going to slow this down to see where we're going here, because it's very, very hard to put in words. So, let's use me as an example. I'm a human being. So, I find this kind of sense of connection with another person. And that's, I don't know if you get like some dopamine rush or some chemical goes off in your brain, some feel good chemical or hormone or something that, yeah, all right, this feels great. So that's all well and good, but and that's well and good. It really, really is, because when we have that experience, we're in the present moment when we actually, when it's a situation where you're really feeling on some level a sense of connection with another person, that is alive. That's a real feeling. Okay. I'm getting this visual though of a heroin addict. And I've known a couple. Unfortunately, it's not a funny subject. I'm not laughing at it, but that's what's coming up for me now, is that, oh my goodness, the way it has been described is just like that first one. It just no words. And so then you come down from that. Now what do you want? You've been to outer space. You've been floating around in the clouds. All the bullshit is far, far behind you. When you're on this shit, you were just, yes, I never experienced anything like that before. What are you going to want to do? And that's the thing with, and again, we're not even demonizing it. We're just saying human nature. When you have an experience that feels good, and that experience, the life of it, the present moment of the experience is past, we want to recreate it. We want to hold on to it. We want to bring it back. And you can't bring it back again. Sometimes we go in our memory, which is a gross misuse of memory, I feel, but that's my own personal opinion, okay? To go back again and again and again and again and again. And they already know that every time we remember something, we remember it differently. They know that now. And so we go back and back and back to this thing that was once alive, and we try to bring it to life again, to bring that feeling, and that, again, it reminds me of a drug addiction. Like, you're going back to the thing to bring back the feeling. And, of course, there are people who say, hey, when you're feeling bad, think about the good things. Go back in your memory. And, I'm not going to say don't do that, because we have to do what we have to do, right? If that's something that people have to do and that's where you're at, then by all means, you can't take the opinion of a person speaking into a recording device over what you know and feel inside yourself. For myself, this is only for myself, I'm finding that applying that advice or suggestion to go back to a thing and shake it to life again so that I can get that good feeling, for me, it's not a good thing anymore. But again, that's not to say anybody else needs to subscribe to that idea. But anyway, so what happens is, we'll go back to the story. Had this great experience, And then we want to recreate it or something. I'm gonna have to wrap this one up. This is gonna have to be the end. I have to abruptly end this one. And we'll pick it up from here. But that's one of the things that happens. And then we'll just develop more into this subject. So sorry I have to cut off so abruptly. Much love. Bye.